So the biggest SBC to drop this year has been leaked with the likes of Nico Williams. On top of that, the market has been crashing and we're going to have some decent investments going into Division Rival Awards. So we've got a lot to cover, but before we do start the video, if you guys are interested, I do have a daily subscriber trading guide for my Twitch subs, which you can get free with Amazon Prime. All you got to do is go and click on the top link of the video, and that's how you can get it for free with Amazon Prime, or it's £5, €5, or $6. And again, in there you get yourself daily investments, daily data updated for trading, massive list on what to go and sell players on for lazy buys, and so on and so on. So again, today's video we are going to be mainly covering the likes of Nico Williams, but a little bit before that. So obviously EA's been quite lacking of content for the last few days really. Haven't had a crazy amount of Evos, haven't had a crazy amount of objectives, but we did go and get ourselves this generic SBC, the Road to Knockout Stage Challenge 3. And weirdly enough, this actually had really good money on it. Now the reason it had really good money on it is because the requirements were quite awkward. The first thing you should always be looking at and seeing, is there any money on SBCs, is how much chemistry is needed. Because if they need 25 plus chemistry, that's kind of quite awkward to go and get. Obviously 31 means everyone on full chem apart from 2. So we instantly knew with 31 chemistry it's going to be quite awkward. We then saw it needed 7 golds. Okay, that's, this also normally makes it a little bit awkward. But the more awkward thing is 9 rares. So they basically want 7 gold rares and maybe a few non-rares, or a few combinations of that. And then the auto thing is they want 5 things from one country. So basically what they're going to do is people are going to pick 1 or 2 countries and they're just going to go and build a full gold rare team. So when this drops at 6, I said, chat, what you want to go and buy, because again I stream 6 PM, people make really good money. I said go and buy any gold rare centre back or centre mid from the top 5 nations. Now some players worked and some players didn't work, and this is just subjective on how much supply there was. So a nice example of someone who worked was someone like Consa. Consa went from 1k all the way up there to 3.1k. Sorry, this is not Consa, this is Dementia. We do have Consa though. There you go. Consa went all the way from 700 coins up there to 3.3k because England has a lack of rare centre backs that are cheap. So Consa did really well. We then also have another combination. Dementia, again, he was a rare German, and obviously German being a top 5 nation. And he went from 1.1k there to 3.1k. We also then have Lafont. Lafont went from 650 coins all the way up there to 1.9k. So there are a few combinations that did well, and I'll be honest with you, I went and bought English rare centre mids and they didn't really do that well. But because this is kind of the first generic SBC of the year, what you can do is you can take away what did well from this SBC. So the next time that EA do need lots of rares, not many nations, and lots of golds and high chemistry, you can take away that, okay, what did well? Well, English rare centre backs did well, German rare centre mids did well, French rare goalkeepers did well, and we're just going to buy them next time, because again, the investments I bought were a little bit of a dud, they didn't do too well. I actually strayed a little bit away from my own advice and started picking up Brazilian players, but no one was really using Brazil because people's clubs aren't stacked with Brazilian players, they're stacked with Prem English, stacked with French Liga and German Bundesliga, so I kind of messed up a little bit there, but luckily the stuff that I actually advised, the vast majority of it did really well. So that is what we got there, and then along with that we went and got ourselves a lone icon. Again, really nothing too crazy to come out of this. I mean, it requires an 84 rate team, you get a lone icon for 4 games. Yeah, it's not really anything too interesting. So what we are going to move on to now is just talking a little bit about, actually, wait, before we move on to that, we went and got ourselves new 50k packs, although I can't get that because I'm still unassigned on the players we got last night. So I think we got 2 50k packs if I'm not wrong. So now let's go and talk about the market, because the market was quite interesting yesterday. Yesterday was kind of the first day of the market dropping. That's what I said. The market peaks on Tuesday and now it drops till Sunday. Now, I've seen, or I've had a lot of viewers come to me and say, Dan, big FIFA traders are saying that the market's going to rise this weekend. Why are you saying it's going to drop? Well, again, I guess I'll cover this in the video. The reason that I say that the market is going to go and drop is because across the board, no matter on what value player you want to go and look at, the market dropped around about 20% last year, about 20 to 30%. This dropped on cheap players, mid-tier players, and expensive players. And as a result, it showed that Weekend League just went and supplied the market across the whole board more than increases demand. The theory is that there should be a point where cards are demanded more than they're supplied, but last year there just wasn't. Like, for example, Vinicius Jr. went from 1.2 million to 950. And it is hard to believe that there are more Vinicius Juniors being packed with Weekend League than people who aren't getting 500-600k more to go and buy a Vinicius Jr. But the reality is that they were. So across the whole board, icons, heroes, expensive golds, cheap golds, mid-tier golds, everything dropped 20-30%. Now the main argument that other traders are having is that, okay, well, people are getting more coins this year. But the problem is, if people are getting more coins, they're also getting more tradable packs. Like, I was comparing just getting under half the amount of wins this year compared to getting just under half the amount of wins last year. And I don't think that there really was any difference in the rewards. So if I head over to Rivals and I head over to Champions and I go head over here, if we go look halfway through, right, the rewards tradable wise is 11 81 plus pack, a Team of the Week pack, and then again, this is all kind of the same as last year. But last year, the only difference between this and last year was we got a 125k pack, a 50k pack, and one 85 plus player pack. And I would argue there is not much between 125, a 50, and an 85 plus pack, and the 11 times 81 plus pack. I would say, you know, what you're going to get from the packs should be very, very similar. You know, the coins you get back are going to be very, very similar. And obviously, we get a Team of the Week pack as well, but more likely than not, that's just going to be plus 10k. There's a high chance of that being something bad. And the thing is, this is what the average person is getting. The average person is getting probably just under halfway. And again, I think this is the exact same, but you only get 5k more. So obviously, if you go and compare the top to the top of last year, people are getting more coins. And this is why, if there is going to be a difference, maybe it is on out-of-pack players who are over 200k. Maybe it is on the heroes and icons that are 1 million coins plus. But because the reality is the only rewards that are really better this year than last year regarding tradable is probably about 11 and 12 wins plus, which is just not what the vast majority are getting. Again, I understand the top players are getting more, but again, the problem I have is that I understand that the top players are getting more coins and therefore the demand on the very top players can be up. But this is not going to affect the vast majority of players. This is generally only going to affect, I think, maybe 1 million coin plus icons. Then it might also go and affect, you know, 800k plus gold cards. But what they have to do now is, rather than dropping 20%, they now have to rise 10%, which means we need a 30% difference from last year, which is why I just wouldn't gamble on it. Because there's no proof that this year's rewards are increasing the market more than they're dropping it. Squad battles last year didn't drop the market. They've increased rewards this year, it drops the whole market across the board. Division Rivals, last year drops the market, this year it's been made better, it drops the market. So far, there are no trends that would say that the slightly better rewards is actually going to go and rise the market this year. It is just a theory, and I understand the theory, and I can see it being applied and maybe here or there, but you're not expecting cards like Saliba going up. You're not expecting cards like, I'm trying to think of something that's about, you're not expecting cards like Dion going up. There are, I think, are very few cards. And I'll be honest with you, I still don't think they do go up, because they have to counter a 20-30% drop from last year to, you know, be positive this year. So if you want to buy your teams, you're going to go and buy them on Sunday. The only cards you can buy between Friday and Sunday without them going down is Road to Knockout Stage Team 1, Gold to Rare packs for Team Week 3, Gold to Rare packs for Road to Knockout Stage Team 2. Heroes, icons, and, you know, golds of all budgets are expected to drop. Also, Team Week 1 and Team Week 2 are favoured to drop till Saturday. Team Week 3, last year, sorry, I've kind of jumped a bit ahead of the video here because I got a bit caught. I didn't actually plan of going on not a rant as such, but going on a... This is Team Week 3 last year, by the way. There wasn't actually any money on it. Like, Team Week 3 last year only actually rose 1 week out of packs. So, yeah, Team Week 3 I don't actually recommend buying. We'll cover that a little bit later. But so Team Week 3 is not really a buy this week. So it's just Team Week 1, Team Week 2 you can buy on the Saturday. Pre-Team Week 3 you can buy now. Gold to Game Out packs for Road to Knockout Stage Team 2 you can buy with rewards this morning, and then Road to Knockout Stage Team 1. But yeah, basically I do not think, even though again content creators are saying, and maybe a few traders on Twitter are saying, they think the market's going to rise, I think it's so risky to gamble against a 20-30% rebound, because there's no facts and figures behind it. It is just in theory. But an in theory versus a traditional 20-30% drop and nothing rise, no rewards rise in the market this year, I wouldn't want to gamble on it. Alright, back underway with how the market's been for the last 24 hours. Oh, lol. Alright, so, yeah, I mean, again, last year the market dropped from Tuesday through to Sunday. It's following the exact same trends. So, we can see right here, peaked up here on the Tuesday at 124, down here at 85. People ask me, Dan, is DeMarco goodbye? He's dropped a lot. Last year, we generally saw some Road to Knockout stages drop about 40% before they rebounded, meaning DeMarco would have to probably drop down to about 70, maybe lower 80s before he's a buy. The buy times on Road to Knockout stage will potentially be Friday morning if they get panic sold Thursday evening, Friday before 6pm if they get panic sold ahead of Road to Knockout stage Team 2, or Friday after 6pm if they don't. Again, Watkins had an interesting trend. Went there from 104 down there to 82. I imagine Villa maybe did they bag a result against Bayern Munich? Haven't kept up to date. But yeah, back down there to 83. And I mean, he's back up now to 90 since. Cherki yesterday was going for 210 or 200. Now he's down to 160. Koch, even the cheap cards, Koch like 16k down there to 13k. And that's that. So again, we're not going to look at buying these cards any earlier than Friday morning. But yeah, some nice investments. Again, these had really good rebounds. We've covered them in kind of every video. But these should be really good investments. And I'll be honest with you, probably the best investments to go and make this weekend if they follow last year's trend. Something we're just going to look at here is Team Week 2s. Team Week 2s had an interesting trend yesterday. Going into 6 PM, they did get panic sold. I mean, the market was dropping, so they kind of dropping with the market. So Verts went from 210 down there to 180, rebounded to 217. Thing is, he is favourite to actually drop every day going into Saturday. So, I mean, what did he average yesterday? If we look at his daily average, yeah, he is favourite to average under 200k later today. We then head on to Breme, again, 108, went down there to 102, back up there to 110, but again, should drop later today. And then we got Diaz, who, again, 210, did go and get panic sold there to 190, rebounded to 210, but back down to 200. The wingers, such as, have we covered Rafinha yet? The wingers, such as Diaz and Rafinha, aren't favourite to be too good because we are going to get ourselves an Inaki SBC coming out, I believe, sometime next week. Even Hyun-Min Son, how did he do? Well, going into 6 PM, he got panic sold from 900 down there to 860, rebounded back to 920, and now he's sitting just below 900. So that's how Team of the Week's reacted. Now we'll look at some of the golds that are out of packs for Team Week 3. Here we go. We did go and get ourselves Team Week 3 yesterday. There it is. Quite a nice Team of the Week. Quite nicely balanced. You know, you got some top end cards of Eder Militao, Van der Ven, Martinez. Then we got some mid tier with Palmer, Pajor, Ritten, and Kim and Jay. They've probably even got some cheapos like Stanway, who probably isn't coming in too bad. Yeah, I mean, Defoe would just be SBC fodder. But yeah, not bad. I mean, the golds, we did anticipate them to get panic sold a lot more. Traditionally, again, when a gold card goes out of packs, they normally get overinvested and therefore drop. But we can see that someone like Van der Ven only went from 65, dropping down there to 60, and he's actually already rebounded up to 65. So even though he was up the best part of about 20k, still not overinvested, which is interesting. Gabriel Martinelli a little bit more so overinvested. Before going out of packs, yesterday he was about 11k. He's been panic sold down to 10k, and I do think he could drop later in the week. Martinez got to 55k. Here's more what we're talking about. Overinvested, got panic sold there all the way down to 45k, 10k drop. Cole Palmer, we knew he'd crash because no one's using Cole Palmer. He's not SBC fodder. No one's using him in their teams. Cole Palmer, after he got a team week, dropped from 8k down to 5k. This is the exact same as what happened with Elise last week, so not really too surprising. Now we're going to just talk, I guess, a little bit about Team Week 3. Buying this current Team Week just isn't an investment whatsoever. Across the board, these cards dropped till Sunday last year. Here's Bellingham, who again got a Team Week 3 last year. He was literally the cheapest on the Thursday, Friday, and then rose after Weekend League. Here's Kvaratskhelia, again was the cheapest on Sunday, then rose. And again, this isn't this Sunday. That's this up-and-coming Sunday. He dropped all the way through to the following Sunday. So no investments on the current 2 weeks. I think ODR might be used as a link investment because he has a really weird trend that none of them followed. But again, didn't really rise too well until the following Sunday. Another card here, Kajani, once again, dropped all the way through to, I mean, her trend was weird. But again, Sunday, nothing really on her. I think she was quite unlinkable, so not demanded. Martinez, again, dropped for a week and a bit, then didn't rise until the following Sunday. And that's it. So last year's Team Week 3 didn't do very well as an investment, so I will recommend avoiding it. Just going to go back, I guess, talking about how the metas crashed yesterday. We see something like a Griezmann crash from 111, crashed down there to 96, back up to 105 now, which is interesting. Now, they are expected to rebound after Division Rival Awards today. Division Rival Awards is favourite to be the kind of the cheapest the market will be today, and then after Division Rivals, they should probably rebound all the way up until... What did they rebound till last year? Sorry, last week. Last week they rebounded all the way till 3 PM. So we can see Patry, and again I can probably show you the same sort of trend. How has she been doing? Patry yesterday dropped from 58 all the way down there to 47. She has rebounded 58 and will probably rise after Division Rival Awards. We can then go and see Rodrigo was 155, got panic sold there to 125 because of Nico Williams, has already rebounded to 135. Neymar has been very rough, 110 down there to 88, still very low. I wouldn't really want him as an investment because I don't think the demand's great on him. Musiala, there you go, was 96. Did get panic sold all the way down there to 74. Has already rebounded a little bit. Again, could drop a little bit more Division Rivals, but yeah, say. We then got Foden, 120, dropped all there down there to 100, already up at 105. I personally won't buy these cards until probably after Div Rivals. They're the cheapest at 8 AM last week, so I'd gamble on the same thing this week. Across the board, these cards basically dropped. They've rebounded a little bit now. They should rebound a little bit after Division Rivals, but then they'll go back down with Thursdays, well, with marquee matchups, and then drop every day through to Sunday. Now, as I say, we are going to look at some marquee matchups. Oh, sorry, we are going to look at some division rival investments. And the division rival investments we want to go and invest in are going to be the players that have crashed the most. The idea, if players have crashed the most, then they should rebound pretty well because, you know, it's just been a lot of panic selling. Last week we saw this across the board, and again, I can go and grab any of these guys. Someone like Sane, I can show you last week where he got very heavily panic sold after 6 PM, but then rebounded. So it was 25k, got panic sold all the way down there to 13.5k, but then rebounded there to 21. So they didn't quite get to the prices they were yesterday, but they still had some nice rebounds. Sane's a little bit like that already. Sane dropped from 13k all the way down there to 9.2k, and then is expected to drop a little bit of division rival awards and then rise going into around about 3 PM. Should be able to show you a few other players. Again, we can go and have a little look at, obviously Diaz was out of packs. James, again, she should be a good flip. So again, we're just looking at the players who are down the most. We're going to go and buy them when they stop dropping after division rival awards, and then we'll go and sell them around about 3 PM. Here's last week. Last week she did go and drop all the way from about 32k down there to 26k, but then she did go and rebound all the way back up there to 30. So not the best rebound, but you can see the players who kind of got panic sold a lot had the best rebounds. So to go and find the players that have the biggest drops, what you want to do is you want to head over to the likes of Footbin. You're then going to head over to Market. You're then going to go to Index. And what you can see right here is you can see the top losers, which I think is a bit mean personally. And then you're just going to look at whatever players have dropped the highest percentages, and you're going to look at buying them whenever they stop after Div Rivals. Also could be some buys as well on Van der Beek and Sesko. A little bit more risky buying promo cards than gold cards, but that can be a play. Also a very risky play, so I probably won't do it personally, but we also see, if you want to go and track some of those popular cards here, so like Martinelli, Van der Ven, Kim Min-jae, Eder Militao, if you want to go and track them, they'll probably stop dropping anywhere from about 10 to 30 minutes after Division Rival Awards, and then can rebound later into the afternoon. So there's another play right there, but I kind of avoid against that because it's a little bit more risky. So that is how the market's been. The market's been kind of dropping going into, or dropping already yesterday, dropping into Div Rivals, and it's expected to rebound after Div Rivals. Players shouldn't be more expensive after Div Rivals than they are before Div Rivals, but they should rebound a proportion of what they crashed yesterday. Now we're going to talk about we are going to talk a little bit about the Nico Williams. If you guys did miss it yesterday, we did go and get ourselves a Nico Williams Road to the Knockout Stage SBC. And yeah, absolutely crazy. I mean, someone in my stream was like, oh, Nico Williams is an SBC. And I thought, wow, we haven't seen this off any legit leaks. So I was like, there's no way the 150k guy, one of the biggest players in the team, is going to go and be the SBC. And then, you know, head over to Twitter, and he's getting the SBC. So what do I recommend buying for Nico Williams? Now, first thing I would say, the problem is we don't know when Nico Williams is going to come. And because we don't know when Nico Williams is going to come, and the market is going to drop all the way from today all the way through to Sunday, it means the investments you buy for Nico Williams are a little bit risky unless he doesn't come out before Sunday, and you know, then you can go and buy on Sunday, and the market should rise Sunday through to Wednesday, and then you gamble, that's when the SBC will come. So there's a few angles to go for it. One of the angles I think which is the best is just going for SBC fodder. SBC fodder, I actually researched last year's stuff, isn't really that favourite to drop through the weekend. I was looking at Högberg last year. I think she went down like 2k with Weekend League, but then again, she wasn't too bad after that. So I do think picking up some of Högberg's, again, you can go and buy right now, well, buy with Division Rival Awards, and then all you can do is hold on to and gamble that there is a decent demand for Nico Williams. On top of that, we're expecting to go and get La Liga POTM at 5 PM on Friday, because that's always when we've got La Liga POTMs. That's probably going to be Yamal. I can't be that convinced that Yamal will overly rise fodder too much, especially stuff like 89 rated. We also should go and get a Pajor POTM. Despite her getting a Team of the Week, she should go and get herself a POTM, which I anticipate coming this Friday as well. So, regarding the best investments for Nico Williams, we've got high rated fodder is good. But if you actually want stuff that's slightly better than just buying high rated fodder, you can go and buy the high rated fodder that is out of packs. So, for example, Ritten. Ritten's gold card is out of packs, and she is still the same price as other 88 rated fodder. I can show you right here that 88 rated fodder is going for around about 15.5. We can see right here that Ritten's about 15.5, maybe 16k. So the reason Ritten would be a good investment is because we don't have to worry about her being supplied in FUT Champs rewards, we don't have to worry about her being supplied in marquee matchups, we don't have to worry about her being supplied in division rivals, because she's already out of packs. Meaning, as we kind of go through the week and there's more and more SBCs requiring 88s, she should rise and rise and rise, and then go and peak on Tuesday or even Wednesday before 6 PM when we've hit the peak amount of SBCs without her being back in packs. So, yeah, the likes of Written is a nice investment. Other nice investment other than Written is the likes of Harry Kane. Harry Kane is a nice investment because he goes out packs this Friday. He is only one of 2 90 rated players, meaning, you know, when everyone's got all their low-rated, untradeable fodder they're going to get from division rivals, they're going to get from FUT Champs, they'll go and put that low-rated, untradeable SBC fodder into the team, need a very high-rated player like Harry Kane, and he should do well. And as I say, Harry Kane and De Bruyne are the only 90s, so I do think that he is a nice investment right there. On top of that, the third investment you can go for is actually 86 rated informs from last week. Because last week we got ourselves basically 1, 2, 3 discard 86 informs, and as a result they were quite cheap. But if we go and look at this week, we've only got ourselves 186 discard inform. Now, unless Pajor becomes SBC fodder and Stanway becomes SBC fodder, and maybe Written becomes SBC fodder, unless these guys are going to go and become SBC fodder, we have got a lack of high-rated discard informs. And because of us having a lack of high-rated discard informs, last week's discard informs, which again are literally only 15k, it should be a nice investment for these high-rated SBCs. So the investments I like are Harry Kane, Written, and 86 informs. But you can also go and buy yourself 89s. Again, they shouldn't really drop too badly over Weekend League. They didn't drop too badly over Weekend League last year. And again, we should be getting the Pajor and the Yamal on Friday, meaning there probably isn't too much room for them to go and drop. So you can go and pick them up with division rivals, along with the meta cards that have dropped the most. Now, some people will say, what about going and link investing? Well, as I say, because the meta market is going to go and drop all the way through to... because the meta market is going to drop all the way through to Sunday, I'm not a massive fan of buying links because, you know, if I was going to buy Bon Matip or Putellas, last year, Bon Matip dropped 300k over Weekend League 1. So I wouldn't be that confident about buying these players now in the gamble that they rise. Now, he doesn't really have any good strong links. You know, you might go and see the likes of Capdevila do well because, you know, he's basically one of his Capdevila and Morientes. Maybe you go and see these guys do well because at the end of the day, his SBC is going to be about 400-500k, so it'll be the more premium links that I think will do well. Maybe Gitty, but again, these cards are going to drop till Sunday, so picking up like Capdevila on Sunday could be a good play, but other than that, I wouldn't be you know, too happy with anything else. The La Liga players and the Spanish La Ligas, some people have already asked me, should they go and buy like Carvajal's and stuff? No, I wouldn't recommend buying Carvajal. Wouldn't recommend buying Yamal with him getting a POTM. I actually think some of the cards that could do the best are probably some of the Spanish woman cards. So I think stuff like, where is it? Stuff like Patry could do really well. I can imagine players potentially like Bon Matip and Putellas potentially doing quite well. Other things that should do well are the best La Liga players in their respective position, because again, because you're not going to get too many strong links, you're going to get a lot of La Liga links and probably a lot of Spanish links. So I can see the likes of Mendy going up because, you know, if people want to go and build La Liga teams, Mendy's the best left back. I can see the likes of Griezmann going up because Griezmann is, give or take, one of the best strikers. Also, Nico Williams can't play striker, which is good. Because I wouldn't be a fan of buying Rodrigo, even though, again, some would say Rodrigo is the best La Liga striker, because Rodrigo can play right mid, and so can Nico Williams. So buying some of the best La Liga players in their position will also be a nice investment on Sunday. Now, again, we don't know when we're going to get Nico Williams. We could get him Friday, probably Sunday or Tuesday, I think, are the days we had the player SBCs. But, yeah, as I wouldn't want to buy fodder I can buy at any time. These link investments I wouldn't want to go and buy until late. I wouldn't be that confident also in going and buying the likes of Unai Simone. I think he's very, very supplied. Unless he becomes... where is it? Perfect links. Unless he becomes SBC fodder, I wouldn't be a massive fan. If he becomes SBC fodder, though, I do think he is a good buy. And I think that's about it. So today we're going to look at buying the cards that have crashed the most. We're going to look at buying the golds that have gone out of packs for road to the knockout stage. We're going to look at buying SBC fodder, well, high-rated SBC fodder with rewards. Then tomorrow we're going to go and look at buying road to the knockout stages, either in the morning before 6 PM or after 6 PM, depending on what the panic selling is like. And yeah, that's about it. And then on Sunday we've got going and buying fodder if Nico Williams has it now by now. If not, you can go and buy any meta players because the meta market should rise between Sunday to Tuesday. But that has been that. Thank you very much for watching today's video. I'll see you guys tomorrow with a brand new video.